Hey, look who's back. What's up, everybody? It's Matt from TDM Style here. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute, huh? So I'm sorry for being away so long. Thank you to all of you who have stuck around, and special big thank you to everybody who has reached out to me, just kind of checking in and making sure that I was okay and alive still. Hey, I'm still alive, so that's neat. So long story short, I just got really burnt out. I was working a lot. I was doing like way too much overtime, and so I was exhausted all the time, and like coming home after that and thinking of like, oh, I gotta test hair products and record videos and edit them and do this and do that was just like really stressing me out. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take a couple weeks off, and a couple weeks quickly turned into, I don't know, how long has it fucking been now? Like 9 months or something crazy. But anyway, I've been missing this. I've been missing making videos for you guys. So I really wanted to try to get back into my routine and get my mojo back. So here we are, and my buddy Wade over at Flagship was kind enough to send me a massive box of stuff. So I have a lot of reviews in the works for that, and we're going to start off today with taking a look at the Dead Sea Clay as well as the new Xtreme version of the Dead Sea Clay, and we're going to see how these two compare. So, the original Dead Sea Clay, some of you might be familiar with this. It's been around a while. This is their water-based clay pomade that advertises a 4 out of 5 hold strength, 4 out of 5 volume, 3 out of 5 texture, and 1 out of 5 shine. Now, the new Xtreme version, you might be thinking, Xtreme, that must mean more hold, right? Wrong! I thought that too until I read the label and actually looked at the website and everything. They're calling this one Xtreme because it's meant to be extremely easy to use. It's a thinner consistency, so it's meant to be very creamy and easy to apply and easy to restyle and easier to rinse out as well. It does also have a stronger version of the scent on it. They both have the same, this is a new Barbary incense scent. More on that in a couple of minutes. But this one is basically has a more potent version of that that's meant to like last all day. And now this one with the thinner, easier to use consistency does change the hold and volume and shine levels a little bit. So this one we're looking at 3.5 out of 5 hold, 3.5 out of 5 volume, 3 out of 5 texture, and 1.5 out of 5 shine. In terms of the packaging and pricing, hey, we still got it. Both of these come in the Flagship kind of standard 3.4 ounce or 96 gram clear plastic jars with the aluminum lids, and we've got these new, all these labeling, these labeling? These here labels. The artwork is all new. So as you can see on the standard Dead Sea Clay, we've got this green and gold labeling. And with the Xtreme version, we've gone for a sort of orangey brown instead of the green. I also just noticed that the little pirate man is wearing a different color shirt, so that's neat. I've heard some people say they don't like the pirates, like, they're ugly. I don't know. I think it looks cool. It's on brand. It's Flagship. There's ships and pirates and shit. Look at him. He's got a little bird on his shoulder. His bird's got a little hat and a comb, and I don't know, I like it. As far as the price, each one of these comes in at $21.99 US, and then there's going to be some shipping on top of that, but they do offer free US shipping for orders over 50 bucks. So if you're buying a few things, you know, you don't got no shipping. And now, for a glorious return to everybody's favorite, or my favorite, category of every video, we gotta talk about that saying. Also, I'm just now thinking, like, hopefully I remember how to, like, do video edits so that this isn't like super boring and not entertaining. So as I mentioned, this is a new Barbary incense scent on both of these, and that is a combination of oud and amber and musk and a little smoke. And so, I mean, that sounds right up my street. Yeah. Ugh, fuck. It's so good. Yeah, it smells great. There's a little bit of, to me, it's almost like a little bit of like tobacco vanilla in there, but and on the Xtreme one, it is the same scent, but you can detect subtle differences, and it just smells fucking great. And it is pretty potent. So when you have this in your hair, the odds are high you'll catch whiffs of it throughout the day, which for me is nice. because I like that shit. So, but just bear that in mind if you're not a person who enjoys strongly scented hair products. You can also buy this in unscented format. What, you know what I mean. All right, so now onto the ingredients. We'll start with the standard Dead Sea clay first. You will notice, I'll say up front, you will notice the formulas are similar. I mean, obviously, because they're just different versions of the same product, but there are differences. Anyway, yeah, so standard Dead Sea clay. We've got water, shea butter, our best boy, Mr. Kaolin clay, PEG 40 hydrogenated castor oil, rice bran wax for that hold. We've got some sea clay, phenolxyethanol, that's your preservative, sorbic acid, how do I say that word? Something glycol, stearic acid, sodium chloride, which is Dead Sea salt. Yeah, so as you might expect, we've got two different versions. Puberty's back too! Two different versions of clay in here, as well as the sea salt that's gonna give you all of that texture that clays are known for. With this being water-based and rice bran rack, rice? Jesus, I knew this was gonna be tough. Rice bran wax. As your major holding agent, I do expect this to be fairly sticky. So the extreme version, we have water again and shea butter in the first two slots. Mr. Kaolin clay again, PEG 40 hydrogenated castor oil, rice bran wax, sea clay, phenolxyethanol. Yeah, so like the formula actually is almost identical, except at the end of the formula on this one, after the Dead Sea salt, we also have some activated charcoal and then the extra fragrance in there. So with either one of these, with the Dead Sea salt minerals and stuff, you're also meant to get some nourishing benefits. So having this in your hair will help as the day goes on to just kind of keep it feeling nice and healthy and moisturized. And of course, with all the clay and everything, we should have some big volume and texture. So I do have demo footage for both of these. We're gonna start off with the extreme one, because when I read that and I was like, oh, it's creamier and easier to apply. Yeah, sounds great for somebody with coarse hair like me, because I'm a creamy styling boy. That sounded disgusting. I like creamier, easier to apply hair products. That sounded slightly less disgusting. We'll go with that. Now, the first thing that I notice on this one is that scoop and breakdown. Oh, yeah. It is effortlessly smooth and it breaks down just as easily. It's definitely very creamy. It doesn't feel very tacky in the hands, although if you keep breaking it down, you know, doing that number, don't do that. You don't have to do that. Just keep it creamy in the fingies. That, oh my god, that sounded worse than before. Don't overdo it when you're breaking it down, and it'll apply very easily. So, as usual, we're starting off here with freshly washed, blow-dried hair. I've pre-styled this time with only a little bit of Moroccan oil smoothing lotion. You know me, I love my 25 spray, but this Moroccan oil lotion is another one that just works really well for my hair type and helps to prevent, you know, some of these stickier products from causing me too much grief. But yeah, as I mentioned, this extreme version of the clay is super smooth, and as you're working into the hair, it does start to develop some tack as it starts to dry in there, but that's not really a big deal, and I have very little of that kind of sticky, tangly thing going on here. It's very easy to style, it's very responsive, and it sets up pretty quickly. Like, this only took me, you know, a couple of minutes, and then I was good to go. So yeah, here we are with the finished look. The texture is great. There's very little shine. I would call it maybe bordering on a natural shine, which I always enjoy. I don't like my hair to look super dry because being a coarse-haired person, then it just doesn't look great for me. Now, as far as endurance, I admittedly forgot to film the second part of the endurance thing on this one like later that same day. So this, what you're seeing now, is actually the next morning after having slept on it. So yeah, pretty safe to say the endurance is pretty fucking great. It lasted even through sleeping, and it's easy to restyle should you need to, you know, if the wind blows it out of place, because it does have this nice kind of flowy feel. Like, it's very light in the hair. It doesn't feel like a brick, so your hair does have some movement to it. It just feels very natural, and the longer that it's in the hair, the more that little bit of tack gives way, and it just feels very nice and soft. Now, moving on to the regular or original version of the Dead Sea Clay. This one, we're starting out the same way. Freshly washed, blow-dried hair, pre-styled with some Moroccan oil smoothing lotion. As far as the scoop and the breakdown, this one is also very easy to scoop. It's very smooth, it's easy to get it out of the jar and into the hands. But you can tell the differences between this and the Xtreme version. This one, it just is a little bit thicker, it's a little bit drier, and it's got more tack in the fingers. So going into the hair, as you might expect, it's tackier there too. It's definitely, this one you feel the grip like pretty much immediately. So I do have some bit of tangly ends thing going on, which I fully expect for products like this that are, you know, strong holding and drier in nature. But I did find that once I've got it worked into the hair, if it starts to get too sticky, all I have to do is kind of just rinse off the excess product that's on my fingers, and then I had an easier time finishing up the styling without it being too tacky. So here we are with the final results, and this one I did remember to film Endurance the same day, so here we are. This is like 8 hours later, and as you can see, things have barely moved at all. The hold is there, the texture is there, the volume stays in. Once again, it's very lightweight in the hair. The longer that it sits in the hair, that tack does give way to some just softness and kind of natural flowiness. Although this one, as the formula differences imply, does stay a little bit tackier, and it's definitely a little bit drier. I don't know if you can see it very well on camera, but I can tell, like in my hair, it just looks a little bit drier than the Xtreme version. And in terms of the washout on both of these, I found it very, very easy. It pretty much rinses out completely with just water, but I mean, if I'm washing my hair, I'm using shampoo and conditioner anyway, but yeah, there's no problem getting this out, either one. The Xtreme one does, again, as they suggest, it does come out a little bit more easily than the regular version, but I had no issues with either one. All right, so that about... Yeah, things haven't changed much, huh? Let's try that again. Final thoughts? Oh, okay, we got there. On the Dead Sea Clay and the Xtreme version, love them both. I definitely prefer the Xtreme version. For someone with a coarse, wavy hair type, it's just easier to use, and I feel like it really doesn't lose much at all in the way of hold or texture or volume or anything. I had very similar, if almost identical, styling results. I just feel like this was easier for me to use and kept my hair feeling a little bit less dry, and I think just worked overall better for me. The regular version, I think, might be a little bit better for those of you with finer or straighter hair, or if you're just looking for more of a set it and forget it, maybe you want to use this and get some comb lines in and just like leave it there. You know me, I'm a flowy hairstyle boy, so I like that shit to be a little more natural, which I was able to achieve more easily with this one. But yeah, Wade, as always, comes through with some great products, and that fucking sin. It's so good. Yeah, so I'm very happy with these, and I'm happy with getting back into this, hopefully getting into the swing of things and getting my mojo back to a routine. So thank you all for coming by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll be coming back for all the new reviews I got coming up. We've got black water, white water, I've got like a million pomades. I've got some stuff coming in from Lodestar Grooming as well, like terracotta and some new styling wax. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm happy to be back working on videos. And so yeah, just thanks again for sticking with me, and we'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.